Hey y'all, I'm just in here about to clean up my kitchen. I just want to talk to y'all, see what's going on. Like, I just had something on my mind. I'm a single woman. Um, I have one daughter. I was married, but I'm divorced or whatever. Have had been divorced now for a very long time, and I'm happy with that, right? I was in a long-standing relationship after my marriage or whatever. That didn't work out, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. This the kitchen chronicles or whatever. So I'm just in here, you know, cleaning my kitchen and just wanting to talk. Um, I'm really interested in becoming a content creator, which is why I'm doing this video now. For one, I'm tired of working for folks. I'm tired of working for other people, going by other people's rules or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to do it as long as I have to. But I just want to become a creator. I really don't know where to start, how to start. I do have my channel or whatever, and I'm just trying to figure out what to talk about or whatever. At first I was like, I wanted to post about reality shows that I like, and there's only maybe one that I like or whatever that I watch. But I realize there's more to life than reality shows, because my life is my reality, right? So why not talk about me? Why not talk about me? Why not just talk about myself or whatever? I have one child. I love her to death. And I have my baby, my pup baby, my fur baby that I love. And we all live together. And because my daughter is older now, it's kind of time for her to kind of leave the nest or whatever. And her thing is, she wants me to move with her. What make her think I want to move with her? I mean, I appreciate the sentiment and, oh, she loves her mama so, but girl, I tell my daughter, I tell her, look, I've lived and I am living my life. You need to go out and live your life without me. I want her to do that. I mean, that's what all kids do. I think she's so worried and concerned about me that she's afraid to leave me. But, and I tell her I'm going to be just fine. I'll be even better when you leave. And like, I have family members with kids, who are either the same age, a little older, or a little younger than my daughter. And talking with them about parenting, we're all on that same page where, we want our kids to leave, we want them to go out there and experience life on their own. But I don't know. I know for me, I got married when I was very young. I got married when I was 19. And no, I was not pregnant when I got married. I was in love. The fuck? Excuse me, YouTube, I'm sorry. But no, that's what I got married for. I got married for love, or what I thought love was. Now my daughter, I had her 9 days before my 23rd birthday. So I had been married for a couple of years before, having her or whatever. And she still is the biggest blessing of my life. I would never take that away from her. But as time went on, my then husband, I found out that he was cheating on me while I was pregnant. Now, mind you, he had already had 2 kids prior to me. This was my first child. And you know how us women, we like to think that, you know, you get older, you meet your Prince Charming, and, you know, you get married and you have this beautiful family, white picket fence, beautiful house or whatever. That wasn't the case. We had the nice, beautiful house and everything, but my husband didn't want to stay home. And I didn't understand why during that time. And my mom, she was right there, you know, with me. And my mom would tell me things, how to kind of handle things and how to get through it or whatever. And I miss her so much, so much. Oh my goodness. But I just didn't understand why he couldn't be who I want or needed him or expected for him to be, or what he should have been. You know, I found out he was cheating when I was pregnant. Yeah, I'm carrying our child, and homie out here laying it low and spreading it wide. And I'm pretty sure I got there's some females out here, even males, you know, people who can relate to what I'm saying and whatever, because my situation was definitely not an isolated situation where I was the only one, because everybody goes through it. And that doesn't mean it's right, but everybody goes through it. So, finally I had our daughter or whatever, and instantly my life became consumed with her, with the baby. Everything was about the baby. I remember so many times that I would leave the house. I had everything I needed for the baby and forgot something very important for myself. So I remember those days or whatever, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, I'm a new mom or whatever. And after, you know, having her and still trying to, you know, be a wife and all this and that, and then I started realizing that me and him were not getting along. And I really couldn't ignore the fact that he cheated on me. And you guys, the way I found out was like the worst way possible. I'm not going to say possible, but for me, it was the worst gut hit I could have ever imagined. And I'll probably tell y'all about that one day, but not today, because not that it's that embarrassing anymore, but it's because I just don't feel comfortable talking about that right now. But yeah, he cheated, you know, or whatever. And so I realized, you know, I wasn't happy. I just couldn't get past the idea that my husband cheated on me in the manner that he did it. And when it was all said and done, it felt like everyone knew except me. I was the last one to find out. The last one. And that hurt. That really did hurt. Y'all excuse me. I'm just trying to get me something to drink. You know, I like to drink water. Y'all drink water. And I just never wanted to be hurt like that again. And I felt like I would not be able to trust him. You know, I felt like if he did it once, he'll do it again. And I remember us having this really, really bad argument, right? Bad argument. And he kept saying he was sorry. He was sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He said it so much. He said it so much that it just hit me. He wasn't sorry that he cheated. He was definitely sorry that he got caught. You know, guys, I say all of that to say, all my life of living, I realized something. And this is what I share with my friends and my family. You know, because I talk to different women, you know, because it's a lot of women in my family. And, you know, they're always so angry because the man didn't do this, he didn't do that, or this is what he did, and how could he think to do that? And it would make them so angry. And I remember, because I used to get so freaking angry. Like I just wanted to do something to my then husband. And please don't take me even talking about this as being bitter or even upset about it now, because this was many, many moons ago. My daughter was a baby. You know, she is a grown adult now, okay? Like I said, just Kitchen Chronicles tonight. Just whatever, talking about whatever. Just talking about life, things that we all experience, because we all kind of go through these things. You know, we've all experienced, you know, being cheated on. I don't care if you're man or woman. I don't care if you're straight or gay. We've all been through it, right? So we all can relate to this. But once I realized that he truly was not sorry, and it was just a feeling, like a really deep feeling. Call it intuition, call it whatever. Once I realized that he truly wasn't sorry about committing the act, he was just sorry he got caught. And for me, how could I forgive that? That's not a genuine apology. You're not apologizing for the hurt, the pain, even the embarrassment that he caused. He didn't apologize for that. He apologized because now he's in the hot seat. And I realize with people, you know, they'll say or do whatever they need to say or do to get out the hot seat. Okay. But going back to my original thought from this is, what I took from that in life itself is that I don't care how much you want it, how much you love it, what the potential could be. No one can make anyone do or feel anything that they don't want to do or feel. And especially when you really care about someone and you're thinking, I know this person loves me. I know they love me. So I'm going to do what I can to make it work. I'm going to still do what I can to make it work. And then while you're doing that, you realize that you're only making yourself unhappy. And I became so unhappy. So unhappy. We split up. I was so angry because even after all that, one morning, I got a phone call from a very good friend, from a close friend of mine. And she was calling like early in the morning or whatever. And I ain't felt like talking, but she kept calling, so I was like, let me answer this phone. So, hold on guys, give me 1 second. So, I just got to put the phone down for a second, but I'm still here, guys. So, I finally answered the phone. And when I answered the phone, it was my good friend. And she was like, what you doing? I said, well, I was asleep, but I'm up now. And she was like, yeah. She's like, I was, afraid that you might have been asleep, but I just, I couldn't let this go without talking to you anymore about it. I'm just sitting outside now, guys, just chilling or whatever. And so, she asked me, she said, does your husband know me when he sees me? And I'm like, yeah, he should. I mean, it's not, y'all been around each other, y'all seen each other before. She's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, why? And she asked me again, she said, are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And she said, did he tell you that he saw me last night? First she asked me, she said, did you know that he went out last night? I was like, yeah, he told me he was going out or whatever. And she said, why didn't you come with him? I said, well, because I got a new baby, and honestly, I'm just not able to go out. She said, oh, okay. She said, because I was just wondering why you weren't there. And so she says, did he tell you that he saw me last night? And I was like, no. She says, well, he saw me last night. She said, as a matter of fact, I went out with one of my cousins. I went out with my cousin and one of her friends. She said she did not know the young lady, but they all went out there together. She said apparently they knew each other. And she said, she told me like they were just kind of, the way that they were communicating was like they were very friendly with one another, a little too friendly, in her opinion or whatever. And I was like, okay. And she says, do you believe me? Now at this point, after, giving birth, before I had given birth to my daughter, finding out, my husband cheated on me and whatever, and I'm still trying to figure things out after that. I said, yeah, I believe you. And she says, I would never, say anything against your marriage or whatever. The typical things that us girlfriends say to another girlfriend. And I was like, yeah, I know. I believe you or whatever. Then she went so far as to say, and if you think I'm lying, she said, ask your cousins, because they were there. She named my two close cousins who were there. And she said, matter of fact, she said, because I saw him talking to them. And she was like, so just, if you don't believe me, which I never told her I didn't believe her. I said, I believe you. She said, but call your cousins. She said, I'm pretty sure they'll tell you the same thing. So I was like, all right. So I got up and I went to check on the baby. He was still asleep. I got the phone, back then we had the cordless phones or whatever. And I go and I call one of my two cousins. I actually called both. But only one picked up. So when she answered the phone, she was like, hey, how you doing? How's the baby? I'm like, everything's fine. I was like, look, I got something to ask you. She was like, what? Her voice instantly went down, like, oh God, I said, y'all went out last night? She was like, yeah. I said, did you see my husband? The first thing she says was, Keisha, I didn't know how to tell you. And I was like, could have just told me. She said, I was going to. She said, I just didn't know how. She said, you just having a baby and everything, and then you, because after everything before even this, after I found out, he was cheating or whatever, I stopped talking to everybody except my mom and my cousin who did not even live here, my cousin who lived up north. The only two people I felt comfortable talking to. And they told me, they went into great detail, both my cousin and my friend, about what happened that night. Now, mind you guys, this is during the time when his family, they were planning their parents' 50th, I think it was their 50th wedding anniversary. And so the plan was, each month they would meet to talk about, what they were going to do, but they would meet at different locations, meaning they would meet at, this sibling or this son's house, this daughter's house this month, this son's house the next month, and so forth and so on. So this particular month, they were supposed to meet at our house. That same day, I found out all that information. I got off the phone with my cousin. I went in the room and I went off. I said, get up. And I asked him. Matter of fact, I don't even think I screamed or yelled because I was so, what's the word I'm looking for? I was already so drained from experiencing what I had just recently experienced. And to hear now my cousin and my good friend, they now have information. I just asked him the question, did it happen? You know what he said? Guess what he said, y'all? Just take a wild guess at what he said. When I asked him, were you flirting and kissing and hugging up on some woman in the club last night? Guess what he said? Take a wild guess what he said. Come on, y'all. Dude said no. And not only did he say no, he was adamant. And you know what? He was so adamant. Hold on, you guys. I gotta get something. I'm back, you guys. I'm back. No, there go Bella. I know you guys can't see me. It's nighttime here. I'm just standing on my porch chilling, relaxing. But yeah. So, not only was he adamant about, no, that didn't happen. They're lying on him and they're jealous of our relationship, and even went so far as to say that, neither one of them are married, And of course I say, what would either one of them have to gain by lying on you? I don't, he was like, I don't know, but I'm telling you, they're lying. Y'all, as if that wasn't bad enough. Because, I don't know. Ladies, if y'all hear me, if y'all know the feeling I'm about to describe. But when you're dealing with a man or just a significant other and y'all going through infidelity and you, another situation comes up, and you don't have, it's like you don't have anything left to give. Like, you've argued, you cried, you screamed, you fought, you did all this already. You've done all of that already. And for you to ask them a yes or no question, which you already, kind of deep down inside, you already know the answer to. You just want to see if he's going to be honest. See if that person is going to be honest. And they lied to your face. As if that wasn't the worst thing he could have done. If that wasn't bad enough, you guys, you know what he did, and for me, this is where I lost respect. I thought this was a cowardice move. I was just like, I'm just so completely turned off by his next action that he took. The next thing he did was he got on the phone and he called his mama. He called his parents. Now, his parents old. His parents, honestly, would actually, even at that time, they were like my grandmother's age. My grandparents' age. So they were that much older. He was like the younger of 8 kids. He was the baby of 8 kids or whatever. So he called his parents, and he's on the phone telling them how my cousin and my friend, how they're lying on him, how they're trying to ruin our marriage, and how they don't have anyone, so they don't have anything better to do but to focus on he and I. And I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? And I just looked at him, and I kind of chuckled like I just did, and just shook my head in utter disgust. Then he wants to put me on the phone with his mama. I told him, I don't want to talk to your mama. Talk to your mama. Your mama don't have nothing to do with this. And your friends didn't have anything to do. Well, they had a lot to do with it. When you did what you did in front of them, they felt obligated to come and tell me. So I get on the phone with his mom, which I knew was going to be some old bull, right? You know, you got them mamas out here, or, you know, who think that their son can't do no wrong, and thinking, you lucky my son even, you know, with you or whatever. Like, that kind of attitude. Like, that's how I kind of felt when I was dealing, before he and I got married and everything. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. So she gets on the phone, and I guess she called herself getting me together. And I'm like, lady, y'all, hold on. My daughter's calling me. Oh, hey, I'm not going to stop my video. But, so I guess she thought that I was just going to, I let her talk, you know, because I'm so livid where I don't have no words for him, neither his mama. And she goes on to say, you know, they're probably jealous of what you got. You know, just saying all kind of, just whatever she could say. I wouldn't leave my husband. You know, they probably jealous because they ain't got no husband. They probably want your husband. I want to tell that lady so bad, at this very point and moment in our marriage, they can have him. They can have him. And I know my cousin, neither my friend would have wanted him, but them women, they can have him because he's for the streets. So y'all, that's all I got for right now. I'll pick up later. If you guys are interested, you know, like my video and whatever, and I will bring you more content like this. So I thank you guys, and let me know if you guys can relate. Bye.